Alright, well, I got a couple motor mount spacers printing here. And while that's doing its thing, that's in PET G. I just thought I'd show you real quick what I do to, just a quick method here to hold flight controls in their neutral position so that you can make some servo rods for them. I just put a popsicle stick across there, stick a couple of clothespins on it, and voila. So here is the rudder control rod. However, for simplicity, I like to have removable rods, and I go ahead and make these in two-piece rods with a spring clip. And the reason is that I can actually pull this wire. It's just a spring wire. I can pull the spring wire, slide it off the edge, and then a 90-degree part of the rod will slip out, and then you can remove the control rod very easily without messing with the servo. If you damaged a rudder or something like that, and those are just really easy to make. Okay, I broke my tripod. So this is going to be interesting, right? Okay, so we're going to try to show you. Okay, we're going to hook up this elevator. And okay, we're going to start with our, okay, I'm going to show you this wire. Okay, so this is about 1.5 millimeters, and it's actually stainless TIG welding rod is what it is. That's what I use for my rods. Okay, and then we have the DIY homemade Z-bend pliers. Okay, I'm trying to show you. I just cut some notches in the end of this with a die grinder, but it does what it needs to do very well. Okay, so we start out by just putting a 90-degree bend in this wire. Okay, can you see that? Okay, so there's our 90. Okay, then we are going to stick this, it's hard to see, but you're sticking it in the pliers, in that little notch that we cut in the pliers. Okay, then we're going to bend this down 90 degrees. Okay. Okay, so that makes a Z-bend. Okay. And then we want that to go, let's see, how much room do we have to play with here from the servo arm? We got plenty of room. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick that in the horn. I've got everything a ways away here because I'm trying to use the GoPro. Okay. All right, then we're going to find our broken pliers here. Okay, so I'm going to cut this short. I don't want it to reach the servo. Okay, so we're going to cut it off like that. Okay, now we're going to take the end of our wire again, and I like using this side of the pliers. Okay, and then we're just going to put a 90 in that, and I only want like 1/8 of an inch. Okay, don't want any more than that. Okay, all right, there's my 90-degree bend. I'm hoping you can see that and it's not too terribly blurry. Okay, that 90, okay, that's gonna go in the servo arm. And by the way, I already heated up these rods and melted the hole into the servo arm to make it the right size for the rods. Okay, there it goes. Ah, it fell out. All I'm trying to show you here is that, again, there we go. We're gonna cut this off at about 2/3 of the way up to the horn, okay? Okay, we cut that one off. Okay, it's laying right there. Okay, now what we're gonna do is grab I'm gonna grab a new piece of heat shrink. And like, I buy this stuff by 100-foot rolls just because it's so much cheaper. So much cheaper to buy, you know, by the foot if you buy a 100-foot roll of heat shrink. I mean, unless you're getting out of the business anytime soon. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We slide the heat shrink, okay, over our 90-degree rod. Okay, then we slide it on to the other rod. Okay, now finally we're gonna get somewhere. Finally this is gonna hold. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna take a little bit of my 90-degree bend out because of the angle here. Just a little bit. Okay, so it's not quite a 90, maybe it's a 75, 80-degree bend. Okay, we're gonna slide that back up there. Okay. Okay, so you stick the rod down in there. Obviously I'm cutting out some of this, of my struggles. Okay. Then I have this, oh man, I'm trying to get this in the camera. So this is spring wire. I'll measure this for you. 0.5, half a millimeter. So 0.5 millimeter spring wire there. Okay. And then all it has to do is go through the heat shrink, and I want to cut it, I want it to go through the heat shrink the full length and then down to my 90-degree bend. So I'm going to cut that off. Okay, here's my little piece of spring wire. Now what you do is you stick that in the heat shrink, like so, and you leave a little tail sticking off the end. It's probably going to be blurry, but I'm trying to show you that. Okay, so you got a tail sticking off the end, and the rest of the spring wire is in the heat shrink tubing. Okay, got it. I'm going to protect my wing, or my stabilizer, from the heat. Okay, we're going to hook up the battery to the servo tester, like so. Then we're doing the elevator. Okay, so we're going to hook up to the elevator. Okay, and then we're going to click this tester over onto neutral. Okay, so we got a battery, we got a servo tester. It's going to the elevator. Okay, and then we go back here, and so I know I have that still hooked up and it's turned on. I have the clothespins on here with the popsicle stick on top, so I know that it's in neutral. Okay. Now I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna protect my stabilizer from the lighter. We're gonna shrink this tubing. Okay, that's all we need to do. So the glue inside that heat shrink tubing has bonded itself to those rods. Okay. Okay. And then if you ever want to take the rod off, all you do is you pull the spring wire up on top like that. You pull the spring wire up on top. Oh boy, it's hard to see. Then you can just slide that 90 out. Okay, but we don't want it to come out, so we're gonna go down here and we're gonna hook the spring wire underneath the rod. Okay, it's hooked on the rod. Now the rod cannot come out. And there you go. So we have a centered elevator with an exactly right length of rod. Okay. So at that point, I'm going to pull the battery off of my servo tester. And I'm going to unhook the servo tester from the wires up front. And that part is done. I always appreciate your comments and your likes on my videos. If there's anything in particular you want to know how to do or you want to see, be sure to drop me a comment and I'd be happy to try to accommodate you. This is the Pantera G2. It is for sale. It is nearly complete. We're going to put wing servos in it next, and this one's almost ready to go. So, all right, we will talk to you soon. Thanks.